We're live. Hold on, turn the light off over here. There we go. We got sunshine back there in the background. We're back. Fresh and Funky is back here. Had a little vacation, you could say. And I'm not going to go into any words or any speculations of that matter. But, we're back doing what we do best, talking about sports. And, it was a wonderful, wonderful week, I should say, for sports. I mean, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. There was amazing Thanksgiving games, along with amazing games this weekend. I mean, except for obviously the two games that we will not speak of. The Jets molly whopping the flip floppy Bears. Whether it was going to be Trevor Simeon or it was going to be Nathan. Nathan, I like to throw interceptions. Peterman. But anyhow, and the Texans, it seemed like the backups seem to have more, fight than their starters do for some reason. But nonetheless, the Miami Dolphins are still rolling down there in South Beach. You know, uh, you know, basically having a great record. And I mean, what can we say? The Philadelphia Eagles went on to win. I mean, but the bigger story is obviously Aaron Rodgers. I think it's time for Aaron Rodgers to go have surgery and get healthy. I'm going to say this. Jordan Love doesn't get enough love, I'll say this, and he's going to get love today here in this little segment I'm about to spew here. But Jordan Love comes from the 559 Fresno area in California. Played football out there. We obviously went to college at Utah State. Uh, had a pretty decent. He had a really great year. Then kind of like a 1 year, I think he got kind of suspended because of I don't know if it was something about marijuana. I don't know if he was smoking or he was around people that were, and I don't know what it was. But yeah, he's been backing up Aaron Rodgers, and everybody's been kind of criticizing him, saying, "Well, he's not the guy. He's not the guy. All right, if Aaron Rodgers ain't the guy, this guy ain't the guy." But last night I saw a guy that went in there for Aaron Rodgers and went down the field nonetheless and scored some points here. Kept this game pretty somewhat close. And so I like the chances of the Packers having, Jordan Love maybe ain't such a bad idea. And people thought, well, before inside information comes out or this and that, Jordan Love was taking first rep snaps in the practice this last past week. He was taking first rep snaps with the first team. So therefore, if he had to go into the situation just in case Aaron, and if you watch the game, you've seen Aaron Rodgers. Hey, I give him, he gutted it out as long as he could, but man, he was in. You could tell he was in fucking excruciating pain. It wasn't. It wasn't a pleasant time to see Aaron Rodgers out there, grimacing in pain because I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers' legacy go out on an injury like that. I'd rather see Aaron Rodgers get healthy and try to see what he can do with these guys because obviously he was doing pretty well, but now whatever happened last week, it really it really messed him up really good to where he needs to go get the surgery, take the time to recover. I mean, let's be honest. I think the rest of the way, if you have Jordan Love, I think he gives the Packers a fighting chance with with the defense. And then if he relies on AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, and obviously he can move the ball like he did against Philadelphia's defense. So obviously it's going to bode well. I mean, obviously they're going to be playing the Bears this week. So I mean, obviously Fields going to be playing. I mean, the Bears defense didn't exactly play great. They gave up 31 points against the Jets here. Granted, it was on the road, and we'll see. And we'll see. Like I said, we'll see if Aaron Rodgers does play, but I doubt it here. I'd rather see Aaron Rodgers get healthy and come back, next at least. I mean, and if Jordan Love can get them and win them some games, and maybe they get some help, and maybe some teams lose outright, and they have the tiebreaker. I mean, maybe just maybe you just if Rodgers get a surgery, depending on how long that surgery is going to take for him to heal the play, and maybe they do get in the playoffs, and maybe Aaron Rodgers does go give it a go for the playoffs. But you know, my theory right now, let Rodgers get healthy, because he was in some fucking pain, and he did not look good out there, and he did not look comfortable out there. So I mean, and that's one thing you don't want your quarterback to be, is very fucking uncomfortable, especially if he has an injury and it's gonna be. I mean, it's just like Justin Fields. He could have probably played last week, but I mean, he was saying that, man, handing the ball off was even hard for him. So I mean, come on. I mean, it's not just okay if he has a bum shoulder. Maybe he just hands the ball off. Well, if it fucking if it hurts for him to hand the fucking ball off, then it's gonna be more. But we saw what Trevor Simeon was, and I mean that was just. But let's be honest, Trevor Simeon, hasn't seen much action since the Peyton Manning years of being in the Bronco uniform. So I mean, we have to give these guys some, just like Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen just looked scared out there Sunday. He just looked terrible. I understand that Davis Mills is not the guy right now, and you guys think by trying to put somebody else out there is gonna maybe maybe lights a fire under him. But I mean, it just looked terrible. I mean, if you would have played the way the second half in the first half, you would have. It wouldn't have looked like such a bad game. I mean, but they only lost by 2 scores. Honestly, they lost 30-15. So they only lost by 2 touchdowns. Honestly, so what? It wasn't. They didn't get blown out, but they didn't. Just only lose by 7 or less either. So. And then in college football, we had the Ohio State Buckeyes at home. Brutus the Buckeye just couldn't do it, man. JJ McCarthy, man, he looked really well, and it looked like it was all Michigan. So Michigan will be playing Purdue here this week. Coming up, it will be conference championship Saturday. So we'll spend a lot more time today. We want to just kind of broad stroke it a little bit here, kind of tell you that there was amazing games of football from Thursday, Turkey Gobble Gobble Day, Indigenous People Day, to the weekend where we had some great college football games, exciting, and then we had some exciting football games. We've had the World Cup going on so far, man, and we have France. I mean, everybody did what? I mean, people think France is really going to go out in the first round. Brasilia going on, and Portugal. Those are the three favorites. Have really set the tone in the stage for the knockout rounds here coming up. And we got USA's got to beat Iran on Tuesday to move on to that stage, or we say bon voyage, and good, will look nice and will look good. Just didn't equate to W's and a good run in the World Cup this year. So, I mean, the only upset really that was in the World Cup was Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. So that was the only big upset. All right, so let's get to it here. As far as we got today, we got some sports to discuss. We got Monday Night Football still to come tonight here in Indianapolis. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Indianapolis Colts here. You got two teams that are getting healthy, kind of finding their ways now. Not so much haven't had the best of seasons, but maybe, just maybe right now they take this Monday Night Football game, whether you're the Steelers or you're the Colts, whoever gets the win, maybe this springboards them moving forward, or at least helps them build on build on something to hope for in the future. That hey, I mean, I like this game tonight. I think both teams are going to be competitive here. Obviously, we'll have to see on the defensive side as far as Inakwe and Shaquille Leonard, aka Darius Leonard. So yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, TJ Watt's back. So how did the Pittsburgh? How does Pittsburgh play here against Indianapolis, who tends to play well at home? Has played well so far under Jeff Saturday. They lost a heartbreaker last week to the Eagles, but played the Eagles very well. I'd say they they had opportunities in that game, but they just didn't capitalize and weren't able to stop the Eagles in the end. So, but yeah, that's definitely a game tonight we're going to be looking at here. And what else we got here tonight? We got basketball, NBA. We got some NBA action, obviously, on the slate. We have the Atlanta Hawks here taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, all right. Looks like they're playing in Philadelphia. We have the Timberwolves taking on the Washington Wizards. Another pretty interesting, close matchup as well, I think. Battle teams that you might see in the playoffs this season here. They can just start to play more consistent basketball, get some consistent wins. And then, I know that maybe both these teams are kind of not, I wouldn't say 100%, but, guys are banged up, but they can get guys back here soon, hopefully. We got the Charlotte Hornets taking on the Boston Celtics. We have the Orlando Magic and the Brooklyn Nets. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder and the New Orleans Pelicans. We have the Houston Rockets, Denver Nuggets. We have Chicago Bulls, Utah Jazz. We have the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. And last game of the night, Indiana Pacers and the Lakers. So, a very full slate of NBA basketball tonight. All right. How about NHL here? Is there any NHL to talk about here? We got the New Jersey Devils, the New York Rangers, the Vegas Golden Knights, Vegas Knights, and Columbus Blue Jackets. We have the Maple Leafs and the Red Wings of Detroit. We have Tampa Bay Lightning and the Buffalo Sabres, Dallas Stars and St. Louis Blues, and the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers. We obviously have college basketball here. We got men's action. We have Grambling right now currently beating the Dartmouth Big Green here in the men's action, 41-25 in the second half. We have Louisiana Monroe. The Warhawks are taking on the Tulane Green Waves. We have McNeese State taking on Tennessee Martin of the Skyhawks. The Columbia Lions are playing the Marist Red Foxes. Then we have the Minnesota Golden Gophers taking on the Virginia Tech Hokies. Nebraska Omaha University, the Mavericks, are taking on Mississippi State Bulldogs. We have the Incarnate Word Cardinals taking on the University of Texas San Antonio, the Roadrunners, the Battle of the Birds in Texas and San Antonio. We have Texas Southern, those Tigers, taking on those Kansas Jayhawks. We got the Troy Trojans taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks. We have Southeast Missouri State, the Redhawks, taking on the Wisconsin Milwaukee Panthers. We have the Pitt Panthers taking on Northwestern Wildcats. We have the Longwood Lancers taking on the San Diego Toros. We have the Cal Poly Mustangs taking on the Pacific Tigers of UOP. We have the Seattle University Redhawks versus Washington Huskies. And we got the Sam Houston State Bearcats taking on the Nevada Wolfpack here. So that is your college men's action. Let's run down the ladies. Here. We have the Lady Camels of Camel taking on Norfolk State, the Lady Spartans. We have the Western Carolina Lady Catamounts taking on the Lady Bulldogs of UNC Asheville. We got Detroit Mercy, the Lady Titans, taking on the Bowling Green, the Lady Falcons. We had the Lady Bears, the Brown are taking on the ladies of Central Connecticut, the Lady Blue Devils. All right, we got the Wright State, the Lady Raiders of Wright State are taking on the ladies of Eastern Illinois, the Lady Panthers. We have the Lady Zips of Akron versus the Lady Nors of Northern Kentucky. We have Texas Southern, the Lady Tigers, taking on the Lady Rebels of Ole Miss. The Lady Ramblers of Loyola Chicago taking on the Lady Redhawks of Miami, Ohio. We have the Lady Black Bears of Maine taking on the Lady Bulldogs of Gonzaga. We have the Lady Waves of Pepperdine taking on the ladies of Fullerton, the Lady Titans tonight. And we have the Lady Jackrabbits of South Dakota State taking on the Lady Cougars of Washington State. So, not too many games, but yeah. The Lady Camels here. I mean, I kind of, kind of catches me here. Plus 261 with the Lady Camels here. I mean, I and then you got to think, I mean, either that or I like there's an over 112 here, 112 and a half here. 112. Or this Western Carolina Asheville game here. Definitely over 116. I think that one's kind of we'll see. I mean, there's some that I like here. I mean, the Lady Waves of Pepperdine. I mean, plus 103 isn't too bad. And South Dakota State Jaguar ladies. I don't know here. And the Gonzaga and the Maine girls to go over 116. I mean, that's another possibility here. I'm just looking at little games here and there. I know my sister we tend to, and we won some, but didn't do too well this weekend with our parlays. We won a couple horse races yesterday, which was awesome. I mean, I haven't really bet on the ponies in a while, so. And like I said, I don't do, I mean, I try to watch some of these races. I mean, obviously the main races that get shown, but then, obviously watching some of these other ones to kind of see, watch these, so you kind of get to know these horses a bit. It's like college. To me, it's like college sports here. I'm betting on horses that, yes, sometimes I bet the names because they have a great fucking awesome name. But sometimes I look at, okay, what is their stats? Have they been racing pretty well? I mean, how do they do against competition? I mean, is it going to be a night race? Is the track going to be sloppy? Is the track going to be turf? Is the track going to be dirt? Is it going to be sloppy? Like we won a couple races at the Churchill Downs where it was just it was just rainy out there and sloppy, and then we won the first race in a Cal Expo here in California, out there in Sacramento, it was the harness races, which I mean, they're not my favorite ones to bet because I mean you have to really be strategical. Because on those ones, man, like some of these guys, like man, it's like they're in the front, and the next thing you know, at the end, these motherfuckers are done. They're at the front, but they end up in the back by the time it's over with. So, so I mean, I'm glad to be back here talking about sports like I always do. And yeah, today we're gonna put out some parlays. I mean, obviously, if anybody comes in with fantasy questions, we know the fantasy playoffs are just a couple weeks. I'd say about maybe two. We're probably maybe 3 or 4 weeks for the playoffs now. I mean, depending on your league. I mean, some leagues want to start week 14 and 15, so that would make it. This is week 12 here. So, like I said, you got to start. And I for one, I'm gonna put my hands up and say, I fucked up this week. And I should have put in Brian Robinson Jr. Put up 20 plus fantasy points against the Falcons. I should have put in Garrett Wilson. Mr. Wilson made me pay. I mean, I put him in one of my leagues, but I should have put him in the rest. And just I got to put my hands up for putting my word on Alvin Kamara, man. I'm putting my hands up. I say Alvin Kamara and the Saints. I don't know what is going on. I'm putting my hands up. I don't know. Got my hands up, and I mean, I held you down. I'm trying to hold my faith with you, but I don't know. I might have to start. I might have to start. I might, because of the Saints offense is not looking good. They got shut out against the Niners, 13-0. Niners had a first shutout in quite some time. But the Saints, it's not the defense. I'm gonna put my hands up on that. It's not the Saints defense. Their offense. What I mean, you mean to tell me Andy Dalton is the best quarterback that you have? And put my hands down because my arm's gonna get sore. But you mean to tell me that Andy Dalton is the best quarterback for this team right now? I mean, is Taysom Hill any better? I don't know, but I think he gives you a better shot. And what about Jameis Winston? Is he still hurt, or were we just? I mean, at this point, I don't know. I'm not. It's like if you bench Danny Dalton and put somebody else in at quarterback. I mean, it's just not going very well for the Saints offensively this year. Their defense has been there, is pretty much try to keep them in the game. I mean, even in the game against the Niners, I mean, they lost only 13-0 at some point in those games. But they Hafanga, and Dre Greenlaw, and Warner, those guys knocked and made Alvin Kamara fumble twice, not once but twice. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Alvin Kamara, they had Mark Ingram back. And, they have, it's just I don't know, man. I don't think that Andy Dalton is the guy. And I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I'm not saying this will happen, but don't be surprised if Dennis Allen gets fired and they bring Sean Payton back to coach the Saints. I mean, we know there's going to be a lot of we already know that the Colts possibly they got it unless they make Jeff Saturday their official coach, but they haven't yet. You got Carolina with their intern coach Steve Wilkes. I mean the Raiders. I mean the Raiders now. I mean they're starting to turn a little bit around now. They're starting to win some games a bit here, but the Raiders situation is different. They can't just fire and to say, hey, all right, well, Jeb, yeah, McDaniels, you're not the guy. Let's get rid of you, because they got to eat a lot of his contract, which is a lot of fucking money. So they can't just rid of him. So McDaniels, hell or high waters, they're gonna have to fucking just eat it and then fucking learn how to win. And they come and won 2 games in overtime walk offs in Denver and now in Seattle this weekend. Josh Jacobs walked it off with an 86-yard touchdown run to the house, resembling the likes of Bo Jackson, and doing it and getting the first Raiders win in Seattle since Bo Jackson in 1998. So there was a lot of first time things happening. Michigan beat Ohio State the first time in 22 years. There's a lot of these teams that hadn't won in so long against a team. That streak was just, I mean, Jacksonville, they hadn't won down in I mean, down in Jacksonville, the Ravens hadn't won. And the Ravens had a chance to win, but then the Golden Sunshine Boy, Trevor Lawrence, gets it, and then they go for two. They get it, and the Ravens couldn't do anything and lose the game. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think some teams maybe are starting to figure things out. Things are starting to gel a bit. We're starting to kind of see some things start to build up. But can they continue to build on that and continue to keep that good momentum to build up on that, or does it just fizzle bizzle out? And so while I'm over here just chit chatting it away here, let's go look at some of these games here. Obviously, we're gonna look at college basketball first because that's always they always start first here. Yeah, Purdue, man, I'm telling you, Purdue, they beat down Duke pretty good. So they blew them out here, and so all right, and then here's another first. College basketball. The Houston Cougars are number one in the AP for the first time since 1983. Since what? Since Hi Fi Slamma Jamma. I said it. Hi Fi Slamma Jamma. Clyde Drexler, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, okay? And the boys from Houston Cougars, man. And Alabama hands former number one, North Carolina's second loss in 4 overtimes. Holy cow. All right. UC Davis won in overtime, 81-70 here against Boston University here today. So just a men's game that already went down. So let's try to look at some games here today. Here, I mean, we got Troy. We got Troy. They're 6-1, 2-0 on the road here. They are playing Arkansas though. Arkansas has not lost at home. They're 3-0, 5-1. Arkansas is favored by 16 here tonight. Favored by 16 tonight. Yeah. So let's look at here. We're gonna look at some of these. Yep, Grambling is winning. They're at the San Antonio Shootout. They're up 50-34 against Dartmouth. Grambling is 3-3 on the season, trying to put themselves one game over 500 to go 4-3 if they win. Dartmouth here 2-4 on the season, so Then Bryant coming off their big victory on the road against Syracuse, 5-1 on the season, one at home in Smithfield, Rhode Island. They are taking on the Framingham State guys. And obviously, they're Division Two, Division Three. Arlington. Then we have Arlington Baptist and Texas A&M Commerce. Obviously, Commerce is 2-4, but we got Sacred Heart in Western New England. We got Columbia 2-6, 0-5 on the road against 2-4, 1-2 at home, Marist. So, does Columbia get their first win on the road here, or does Marist end up trying to get back to 500 here? Get one game closer to 500. Tulane 4-2, 3-0 at home against 2-5, 0-3 on the road, Monroe. It ain't easy being McNeese. McNeese State's 2-4, 0-2 on the road. Martin 3-0 at home, 3-4. So looking to win here tonight will put them at 500 and 4-0 record on the season. We have the ACC Big Ten Challenge game here tonight between the Minnesota Golden Gophers that are 4-2, have not played a away game so far. Most of their games have been on neutral sites, tournaments, I would say. And you have Virginia Tech, who has not lost at home here, 4-0 and 6-1 on the season so far. Going to be a good basketball game there for sure, definitely. Then we have the Omaha. They are also 0-3 on the road. 3-4 is their record against undefeated Mississippi State, 6-0, and they're 3-0 at home. So San Antonio shootout here. We have the 4-3 Incarnate Word, 0-2 on the road against San Antonio here. Obviously playing at their tournament here, home held tournament. They are 4-3 on the season. They're 4-2 at home. So they have a good record, but they do have 2 losses at home already. So we have Texas Southern 1-6, 0-5, going up against 6-1. Kansas. Maybe they keep it a little bit close, but I don't think it stays that close. I mean, am I taking the plus 25 with Texas Southern right now? I don't know. I would not really want to take that. Like I said, we got Troy versus number 11, Arkansas here. So then we have 5-2, 2-1, Southeast Missouri State. And Milwaukee, well, Milwaukee's 4-1 at home. So they've lost one game at home. They lost 2 on the road here. So at home, they seem to play pretty well here. So, and then you got Southeast Missouri State. So, interesting contest. Then we got Longwood and we got San Diego. They're playing in San Diego. The Toros are 4-1 at home, 4-3. Longwood is 0-2. We have the second game of the ACC Big Ten Challenge here, presented by Continental Tire here. 4-3, Pittsburgh has not played a away game. Most of their games have been on an away, conference tournament, obviously. And Northwestern 5-1. They have not lost at home here in Evanston, Illinois tonight here at the Welsh Ryan Arena. I think it'll be a tough matchup though here. Pitt is a tough basketball team. But Northwestern seems to have a good squad this year, so they have faced some good teams, but so has Pitt. So I'd say this will be definitely a close game. Pac-12 showdown here. We have at the Alaskan Airlines Arena in Seattle, Washington. We have the Huskies 5-1 on the season, 3-1 at home, taking on Seattle U. They're 5-0 on the season, 2-0 on the road so far. Have not lost. So maybe I look to bet Seattle U here tonight, maybe. Then we have Cal Poly 2-3, 0-2 on the road against Pacific 2-4, 0-3 at home. I think it's a good matchup between two California teams here, two California colleges that, UOP has been in the tournament before. Cal Poly has not, so they do put together a pretty good basketball program down there in Poly Slow. There'll be really good basketball there in Alex G. Spano Center in Stockton, California. Sam Houston, 6-0, 2-0 on the road. They're undefeated here. Going in to play Nevada, 6-1, 3-0 at home here. Nevada is the home favorites here by 4.5 here. Do kind of like Sam Houston State here tonight. Kind of like Sam Houston State here tonight. They're a good program here as well. So, all right. So now that we got that out of the way here, we're gonna go into the men's, and now we're going to go to the women's. Put some respect on the women's game here. All right. Oh yeah, my man over here. Oh, my man over here, man. All right, you gonna give me a chance to. Uh, don't mind the water dripping down my neck. Yeah. All right. Whew. All right. Big game tonight on the ladies' court tonight here in Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina. The number one lady Gamecocks of South Carolina, undefeated 6-0, 2-0 at taking on the ladies of the Bruins of UCLA, the number 15 ranked UCLA Bruins. The Lady Bruins are 7-0 on the season, looking to try to continue their undefeated streak here, and obviously the ladies of UCLA are taking the start of the season by storm so far. But the ladies of South Carolina, the Gamecocks, Dawn Staley, she will not have these ladies phase down there. Obviously, Boston, their main player, is going to be a game time call down there, so you have to be check closer to game time, which is 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So we got a little less than a couple hours from now. So that is on the docket here. All right, let's see. All right. Oh, the Lady Camels already down 6-2 here in the first quarter here. So I can't bet that for the ladies games, but that's okay. You got the 3-3, the ladies Western Carolina here, but I know they're pretty much we're a big time ladies of Bowling Green. Damn, Eastern Illinois girls are 5-0. Okay. Rambling girls, and then you got. Oh, okay. So the ladies of Texas Southern, they have not won a game. So maybe you won against the Lady Rebels. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one there. The Lady Gonzagas, they're ranked 23. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna Jackrabbits. The UC Riverside and College of Dominguez Hills and the Toro Dome in Carson, California. The game got canceled. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because team couldn't fill the team because of the you know players are sick or too many injuries, or maybe they're just I don't know. Maybe there wasn't enough officials. I don't know. But not too many games in the ladies here tonight or here on a Monday here. So Norfolk's up 8-2 right now. So the Lady Camels have took a timeout here. 5:07 to go in the first quarter here. Ladies do play 4 quarters, 4 10-minute quarters here. So, all right. All righty, right. All right, see. We have the 11-9 Atlanta Hawks here, 4-5 on the road, taking on 11-9 76ers, the 6-5 at home. So could go either way. Just depends if Joel Embiid is playing. Let's see. Game will be on NBA TV tonight here, 7 Eastern. 7 Eastern. All right. So far we have Bogdan Bogdanovic is out here. Clint Capella is day to day, so he may or may not play. Jalen Johnson as well, small forward, and small forward DeAndre Hunter is also day to day. So um, Joel Embiid has been ruled out. So has Matthias Thybulle. PJ Tucker is day to day, and Jaden Springer is out as well. So definitely would have to lean Hawks. Definitely. I know their record's not very well, but Philadelphia probably plays well at home. So I mean, it'll be a good ball game for some points. But I think eventually the Hawks with having Trigger Trey and those guys, I think bodes well to help them win. All right. Then we have the next game here. We have the 10-10 Timberwolves, 5-4 on the road, taking on the 10-10 Washington Wizards, 7-4 at home. So a pretty good, tightly contested contest here. All right, so we got Jaden McDaniels is out for the Timberwolves. Jordan McLaughlin is He is also out. And Torian Prince, he's been out since the 25th. So those are the injuries for the Timberwolves. And Rui Hachimura, he is out tonight for the Wizards. That is the only one. So Wizards at home. Maybe I lean Wizards here tonight here. Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma and Porzingis. But, you can never count out Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Carl Anthony the Towns. Definitely a good game. No wonder why. I mean, it's basically -1. So that game is also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Next game we have at 7:30 Eastern time here in Boston. We have the Boston Celtics here putting the home winning streak on the line against the Charlotte Hornets tonight here. All right, Charlotte Hornets have been without. They've been without Gordon Hayward since the 25th. LaMelo Ball has been out since yesterday. Same thing with Dennis Smith Jr. Terry Rozier is day to day today. Robert Williams III, he's been out since the 25th for the Horford he's been ruled out here tonight, and Jaylen Brown is day to day tonight here. So kind of interesting here, kind of an interesting game to say the least here. Boston's, so I don't know exactly who's going to be playing, who's not. But if I'm getting it from that point of view, I kind of do like Boston here. I mean, do they win by 11 here? I don't know. I mean, I imagine they probably could win by 11 here, just by the players that they do have. Despite even if Jaylen Brown doesn't play and Horford don't play, still think Boston still has some good enough athletes to get the job done against Hornets teams pretty banged up as well. And that game is on 7:30 Eastern time. We have the next game here. We have the Orlando Magic. They are 5-15, 1-8 on the road, taking on the 10-11, 5-4 Brooklyn Nets here. Obviously, the Brooklyn Nets here Let's go through injuries here. Cole Anthony is ruled out here tonight. Same thing with Terrence Ross and Markel Fultz. Chumi Okiki is day to day here as of today. Same thing with Mobamba. So that bodes well for my boy Bobo, Manute Bol's son, and Pablo Branchetta. Well, they have Franz Wagner as well there. TJ Warren has been out since the 27th. Alondos Williams here is out since 27th. Yantu Wantabe is out, and also David Duke Jr. small forward is out here. So just probably some bench guys. So obviously Ben Simmons, KD, and Kyrie are still playing. So give me the Brooklyn Nets here. Give me the Brooklyn Nets. Do it. I mean, will they win by 10.5? I mean, obviously they should by because of the record, but that's not always the case. Next game we have the Cleveland Cavaliers, 13-7, 5-6 on the road. Raptors are 10-9 here, 7-2 at home though. So I mean, Raptors do play well here. And wow, quite a bit of players. No Karis LeVert tonight here. He's out. No Jarrett Allen. He's out. Lamar Stevens is out, and Kevin Love is out for the Cavs. And let's look for the let's look at the Raptors here. Raptors got Otto Porter Jr. is out. Justin Champagne is out. Those are two small forwards. Point guard Delano Banton is out. Pascal Siakam's out. He's a power forward. Scotty Barnes is day to day, so maybe Scotty plays tonight here. So, with that, I don't know. I think I like Toronto here tonight. I mean, but wouldn't put it past me the Cavaliers to keep it close with Mitchell and all the other guys that will be able to have to step up. I do like the game here. I do like the game. Maybe the over here as well. And that game is on 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Next game we have here, we have the OKC Thunder, 8-12. They are 3-7 on the road, taking on the 11-8, 6-3 Pelicans here. So the Pelicans are third in the Western Conference right now. The Thunder are sitting at 12th, so they're on the cusp. They're on the cusp. If it was going to be almost a playing game, they would have a chance to make it in a playing game here. Imagine that without Chet Holmgren. No injuries to report for the Thunder. CJ McCollum, it looks like he's been out since the 27th. Brandon Ingram is day to day. You got Najee Marshall is day to day as the 27th. The same thing with Larry Nance Jr. But still Zion's still there, but McCollum doesn't play, and especially if Ingram doesn't play, that kind of definitely like the Thunder buddies a lot here. All right, that game will be at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We got the next game here. We have the Houston Rockets. They are 5-14, 2-9 on the road, taking on the 12-7 Denver Nuggets. They are 4-2 at home. Nuggets are second in the Western Conference right now. Rockets are 15th. The only injuries to speak of for the Rockets are Jayshawn Tate. He's out tonight. Bones Highland and Michael Porter Jr. are both day to day, so maybe those guys do not play tonight here. Maybe they do, maybe they don't here. But yeah, will be an interesting game to say the least here. I think Nuggets definitely, but don't be surprised if they don't. And this game will be on at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We got the Chicago Bulls. They're 8-11, 3-6 on the road against the 12-10, 6-2 at home Utah Jazz here. We are the Bulls right now. We're sitting in 12th right now. We don't have Lonzo. We're sitting at 12th. Utah is 12-10, and they're in the 8th in the Western Conference. Obviously, day to day is Alex Caruso here, and they got Leandro Balmoro. He's out, and so is Mike Conley here, and Laura Markland. He is day to day, so I don't know. I mean, interesting matchup. I think the Bulls could probably take this one here tonight. And that game is also 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And we get down to the last two games here. We got this 10 o'clock game here. We have the Phoenix Suns, 13-6. But they're 2-5 here. 2-5 on the road here. They need to try to, get some wins on the road here. They're first in the Western Conference against the Kings that are 10-8. They are 6-3 at home here. They're sixth in the Western Conference Finals. So that's what we're doing right now. We got Timmy Thick here. Oh, what's up, Timmy Thick?
Yo.
What's up, Timmy Thick?
Oh boy, I'll tell you what, man. I worked 72 fucking hours in 7 days.
Holy shit, man. That's fucking crazy, buddy.
Yeah.